This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you want better mental health? Then BetterHelp is for you. It is affordable, accessible, and most importantly, personalized online therapy. There is a special offer to the Lucy Pod listeners. You can get 10% off your first month of professional therapy at betterhelp.com/thelucypod. That's better, HELP.com/thelucypod. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. Please remember that the Lucy Pod is not a replacement for professional medical advice. If you have questions or concerns about your own amazing brain, please speak to a medical professional. I wish to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which I speak to you all today, the peoples of the Kulin Nation. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. In this episode of the Lucy Pod, we do talk about heavy themes that may be triggering, such as mental illness, in particular depression, anxiety, suicide, suicidal ideation, death, sexual assault, and eating disorders. Please take care of yourself and don't hesitate to reach out for help if you need it. Resources are linked in the description. Empathy, and I don't know how my parents do it because I'm such an impatient.
So easy to get frustrated, but it's like that's why we don't do that job.
Yeah.
You know?
No way.
I'm not a teacher because I know that I don't have the patience to do
Literally, like I'll tutor and then that's it because I'm with them for an hour. But then I can't imagine
tutoring's
the
fine.
class.
You know, I get the experience of being able to teach and share knowledge.
And they're always good kids. I get with tutoring.
Absolutely.
I always get smart, brilliant students.
Yeah, because it usually is, you know, 1-on-1 or 2-on-1 or something.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to control, but if you're a teacher or you know, a preschool, high school, primary school, wherever you are on that sort of age spectrum,
that's hard.
You're gonna have all sorts.
And people think they're all cute. Like I've babysat the kids I babysit at Angels, right? And if I had them in a class, I'd be happy. But I've seen what I was like as a kid and the kids that were in my class. And while I have beef with some of my primary school teachers because they weren't great, I look at some of the kids I had in class and I think, yeah, you had a rough job. Like, that kid really gave you grief. Like, he wasn't adorable. He wasn't cheeky. He was a monster who would throw chairs in your face.
It was a nightmare.
It was a nightmare. And he's continued to be a nightmare. He's horrible now. He's horrible in high school and he's horrible. And there's nothing you could do. But it's, don't do the job.
People, disabled people who are assholes deserve education, deserve love, deserve to be understood, deserve help.
Not to be punished.
You can't just punish someone for something that they can't help.
Control. Yeah.
You help them for it.
Especially when they're a child.
Oh, exactly.
You know, if you're a monster when you're an adult, that's, you know, like, there's only so much I can blame my ADHD.
Deal with consequences. If you're a grown adult and you just choose to be a prick,
then that's your problem.
That's on you. If you're a child, you have to be really, you have to really think where that behaviour is coming from. It's not just come out of nowhere.
No, they're not doing it because they enjoy it.
No way. Whether it's, you know, an outside factor, God forbid they're being abused or something.
Yeah.
Even if, you know, just like they've got a relative at home who's
not doing well.
Not doing well.
Or parents who've got no idea what's going on.
Parents who have no idea. Parents who are just, you know, they're just ignorant to, not in like a negative way.
No way, but they just
genuinely don't know about all sorts of different things and they just think they have a difficult child,
and it's like that's not. And sometimes I see parents with their kids, and it's like, how can you not see your kid's neurodivergent? Like, and then they go when the kid gets diagnosed, they go, I had no idea that they were neurodivergent, and then you meet the father, and you're like, well, the dad's clearly autistic, or the dad's clearly ADHD. How did you not think your child? Like, I'm fully prepared to have an ADHD child. I'm fully prepared to have. I might not, but I'm fully.
No, but I'm
so excited.
I'm like just so prepared for the fact that I'm going to have a child who will probably, you know, either be OCD or, you know, have any other sort of mental illness. Like, it's just bound to happen.
But the fact that we know, and obviously there's no solution, we don't have a manual, but I think the fact that I'm ADHD and you're OCD will be able to empathise better with our
lived
kids.
experience.
Lived experience, so that we won't look at our kid and feel like we can't relate to them. Because it could be hard if you're not, and we'll be able to know the signs to get help early so that we don't have late diagnoses.
Yes, exactly.
So I was going to ask you, because we're talking about school, even though you weren't diagnosed when you were in school, do you think your teachers failed you in the sense that you clearly were burnt out and they didn't care?
Oh, definitely. Major case of golden child syndrome right here. Like, seriously, with the OCD, because I get so fixated on things, which for me was my academics. I was really fixated on it and I couldn't... Perfectionist. I couldn't let myself slip.
Yeah.
And instead of saying, you know what, Claire, it's all about the improvement. It's about the learning experience and not about the numbers.
Yeah.
it was just all about pumping up 99s, 100s, back to back to back. If you don't get those, well, I'm just so disappointed in you.
Yeah.
I'm just so-and-so did better than you. Oh, well, that's just a real shame, isn't it? And that just feeds into this awful negative
Because your parents
loop.
weren't putting pressure.
Absolutely not. My parents were the complete opposite.
And usually it's the opposite. And usually
Exactly.
it's teachers who are like, leave her alone, and the parents going, no, we want her to pump out 99s. But on this end,
my teachers just decided, you are going to make me look like a really good teacher, so I'm just going to fixate on you. You're my little project. You're not a kid anymore.
Yeah.
You're an asset for me, to make me look good, to make this school look good.
Yeah.
And
like a show pony.
I was a show pony. It was a little bit dehumanizing even. And like, it's humiliating
Peaking too early.
And it's like, I just want to be a kid. You know, I just want to... And I have forced
and like
it.
for what? So and you know it's really sad because it's like, so you did fantastically well, but at what cost? Like, was it worth it?
Exactly.
No.
And it's like, not really. I could have done, you know, I could have got 10 points less on my ATAR and still, you know,
been fine.
been in the exact same position I am right now.
Yeah.
And been a whole lot happier for it.
Yeah.
And you know,
what, like I always said to myself, like sometimes I think, you know, I could have gotten an even higher ATAR if I'd done this, but it's like, why would I have made myself sick over something that in the long run
is so inconsequential?
Is really inconsequential.
It just is so nothing. Like, it's honestly at this stage in my life embarrassing to talk about high school results. Like, I go on campus and the first years are like, I literally just overheard them talking about a VCE exam and I was like, that's mortifying.
Yeah, stop.
But I'm like...
And I used to be that person. Like, I used to... Like, literally on the day I got the day after I got my results and we were going away to celebrate, I told people at the airport, like, who are you? Like, it's so embarrassing. Like, the guy's like, hilarious. Why are you traveling? I'm like, oh, I just got my VCE results. And I, like, showed them to him. Like, who does it? But you know what, to be fair, I was 18. I'm allowed to.
You don't really know any better when you're that age. And
you've
just been in this whole sheltered... Like, you've just been sheltered
and, like, telling your elderly, like, family members you can. But then
yes.
it's like... And, like, the guy was... Look, to be fair, the guy was actually very interesting. He's like, that's really good. But even, like, America, when we were there, someone asked, like, oh, how did you do on your grades? What was your GPA? And I told people, it's like... And my mum and dad would say, you know, when you get to uni, you have to, like, stop.
It's like real talk. You need to settle down.
I'm pretty sure we talked about it in French class once. We'll talk about that.
Oh my gosh, that's a story.
Yeah, anyway. that's a story that we'll talk about.
Anyway, that was so very interesting.
So you felt failed by your teachers.
Definitely. I mean, there were some teachers who were fantastic. Like they knew that I enjoyed a challenge. I enjoyed hard work. But
and you were intelligent. You're bright.
And like I enjoy, you know, like really getting my teeth stuck into something. But I don't enjoy. I don't want to be sick and exhausted. Yeah. And there were teachers who absolutely understood that, and you know. They would be there to say, all right, like, here's some, you know, cool stuff to look at, some extra sort of extension concepts to look at. But then they'd also turn around and say, you know what, like, I'm going to give you this mark back. You're probably not going to be super happy with it, but you know what? This mark, it literally doesn't matter. Like, in the whole grand scheme of things, like, don't worry about this number because I know that, like, you understand this concept is just a number.
And you know what? What's sad is that you could have even gone the other way. They could have done all this pressure to you, and you might have still underperformed. So then it's like, at least you perform, but then it's just like, so why did you even do that if I underperformed? Like,
if I didn't even get the
my
results.
school, and to be fair, like, I loved my high school. I've no beef with them. They were great with me and my ADHD, but I could see with some students, there were these prized students that got put so much pressure that at the end, they didn't do that well, and you think, and for what?
Yeah, like, what was the payoff? What was the reward?
For what? They didn't do that well. Not that it matters when I say didn't do well. I'm not turning my nose up at them, but I think so. You didn't even get, like, the desired outcome. They didn't even
It's like,
perform.
what was the point?
What was
like,
the
literally,
point?
why did you decide to take a literal child who's going through puberty, who's you know, struggling with
you have
all
no
sorts
idea
of
what's
other
going
things.
on because you don't, and they're bright,
and just decide, you know what, I am gonna put you on this one track and just really overwork you and make you feel guilty if you don't. And for what?
For what? It's VCE factory mentality. It's churning out, and like. That's why I found it so funny that in primary school, my teachers were so concerned about me, but not in like a, I'm worried about you. It was more of like a, she won't even make it to high school. Like, I didn't have that language in high school. Like, they were like, she'll be fine. Whereas in primary school, it was this, they tried to convince me that I was completely behind literacy. Verbally, they said that I had a severe social disability. that I wouldn't be able to make it. And so my parents' response was, okay, so if this is all true, what are you doing to help?
Well, exactly. It's like,
what are you doing to help? She's not going to
make
make it to high school. How are you going to make sure that she gets to high school?
You can turn around and accuse a child of being a failure, but I mean, you're the adult in the situation.
You're the teacher.
Especially being the teacher, it is your responsibility to be doing something about it.
And I found it insane that this teacher that gave me so much grief, and if she's listening, she knows who she is, and I doubt she'll ever listen. She had an autistic child in her class. Very, difficult student. He really, really struggled, and I could see it was difficult for her to manage him. He was a very, very vocal student, and it was hard for him, right? And she had this, so much empathy for this student when he was, being disruptive, when he was doing his thing that he could not help. But for me, it was like, she didn't care, and then none of them picked up on it except for one teacher who said, I don't think we can put this down to Lucy being cheeky, because she's not just cheeky, she's bright, but she seems to repeat things that still have the same consequences. And that kind of stuck with my parents, whereas other teachers were just like, nah, she's a shit.
Yep.
She's just a pain.
Really annoying. I just hate her, don't want her in my class.
Literally don't want her in my class. And I found that so unprofessional. They would send me to another classroom. Which it's like imagine being a parent and going, I don't want this kid, I'm going to send it to my friend.
It's just it's just admitting failure, honestly.
It's just terrible. Now they look back at it.
And giving up so early, without even bothering to try.
They never asked me, why do you do this, Lucy? It was, how could you do this?
It was never a sit down conversation of what's going on with you, how are
it was
you
an
feeling?
intimidation.
What's going on in your brain? It's, look how you're making me feel.
Yeah, look how terrible you are.
A child has physically, a child's brain is not developed to be able to understand empathy in that way.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Physically cannot do that. So why are you blaming the child?
And it was so weird. They would send, students to talk to the teacher about their friendship issues, and the teacher would show them such tenderness. But for me, when I was, exhibiting behaviours that weren't okay, when people didn't want to play with me, I was sent into a dark room on the 3rd floor of the school with a school counsellor that didn't introduce herself, didn't give her qualifications, and then just started to basically telling me how terrible I was and why I was here and why my teachers didn't like me. Do you know why your teacher sends you to other classes? No, I don't. Well, it's because you're rude and you disrupt. And it's like, can I leave? Am I under arrest here? Have you read me my rights?
And it's also, can you explain to me why?
Yeah, I'm 11.
Instead of just telling me off all the time for something that I'm doing, can you actually tell me what it is?
Yeah, so I can stop and show me
why?
Yeah.
It's that lack of understanding. That's something that I, throughout my whole childhood was something that my anxiety always stemmed from the unknown. Whether it was, when I just have this distinct memory of when I was really, really little playing a VHS tape. And there was a play episode and play all option. Yeah. And the play all option scared me. Genuinely scared me because I thought if I pressed it, it would just play on loop and I wouldn't be able to turn it off.
Interesting. I thought going to be that girl came out of the TV, and I'm same. I have that phobia.
Yeah, she's actually in.
She's in the she's actually here right now watching. She's crawling.
She was diagnosed with
ADHD as well. And she's here. Yeah, no. So
welcome to the Lucy Pod.
Welcome. Hi. And she's Trent, add in some sound effects.
She's just dripping grease all over the floor.
Literally, the grudge, the literal grudge.
She's disgusting, but we love her.
We love her. Stinks. Absolute bitch, but she's amazing. So you had a fear of the play all.
Generally fear of something so random.
Wow.
Obviously, I didn't vocalize this as a child because I just people would think understand to.
But
then once I understood that's how it worked, I was like, why was I scared? I was like, I understand this now.
And nothing happened for you to ever think that. That's why
it's literally
that's irrational.
Exactly, it's so irrational. It is just come from I don't understand this.
I don't understand
this, and something bad could happen. It's not that I know that it will. It's just something bad could happen.
Those were my.
And I don't know for certain.
That's when we were in lockdown and I had my period of anxiety where I was like, I need to go talk to someone. She's like, so what are you anxious about? It's it's not. I'm anxious about this test. It's something in my head. It was something bad is happening. We don't know when. We don't know what. We don't know how it'll happen. But something bad is happening. And it was always in the next week. Not in the moment. It was always next week something terrible is happening.
Because truly everything changed week by week so rapidly.
It's a cloud. It's like they say the monkey on your back that you have to tell to off and to leave you alone. And it's just sitting there and it's telling you something really bad is going to happen to you, Lucy. We don't know.
Mm-hmm. Don't know
what.
Something
bad's
going to happen. Be
and my
careful.
psychologist like, you need to literally say to that voice, like even verbalize it, like no, like go away.
That's
go
a rational,
away.
Crazy thought. Leave me alone.
Like in Stranger Things when he says to the nightmare or whatever, and Bob says to him, you need to look at him and be like, don't, but then it goes inside him. So
well, that's a bad example, but you know what?
Yeah, but it's like just go. Fine.
Don't eat your nightmares.
It's like Harry Potter when he's like, stop it. It's like expecto Patronum. Like you always have to try to.
You just gotta.
My anxiety is Voldemort. It's like,
I feel that.
I feel that. It's
my
Voldemort.
Anxiety, I feel like, is more one of those mandrakes, you know, when you rip it up and it's just screaming. It's just that all the time in my brain.
That's me when I talk to people about unrelated issues and topics, and they can just hear me go.
All they hear is the screaming.
Literally.
Like, please end this conversation.
Absolutely. So I have the infamous.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Venn diagram, which we can't show you guys because it's audio, but
yes,
it's very interesting. So on the OCD end, it's got crave routines and familiarity.
Oh my god, for sure. That is.
So you crave
big time. Like as soon as there's any sort of
big
suggested change, any sort of suggested change to my like work roster, I'm like,
see, I'm the same.
I don't want this.
I can't.
But on the other hand, like I love change in a way. Like I love new, refreshing things, but also
not in the day. Like if someone says,
in my day,
we're gonna go out for coffee at 10, and then you say to me, no, we're actually gonna go out for dinner instead. It's like, no, we can't. No.
And no, like, but I've already prepared.
I've prepared to go to coffee with you. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go to dinner with you. And then you sit through the dinner and you're like, I was meant to be home. I was meant to be home.
Yes.
Risk avoidant. I'm the same.
Oh my God,
on this. I'm not an impulsive. So
some of these things sort of switch over between sides.
They do.
I mean, that's just the fluidity of any sort of disorder.
The thing. And then so how do you risk avoid? Are you paranoid or just like, I don't want to?
I am very paranoid, especially with things like food.
Okay. I think you've talked to me about this a bit.
There's also like the sensory issues, which we'll go into later. You know. But it's this idea of contaminated food. Food being like I struggle to eat leftovers because I'm like, what if it's moldy and I just don't know?
I remember you saying this, and you don't like it sitting in the sink, not because it's like what grows there. Whereas for me, if I see that something in the fridge, like the cheese has had mold, I then don't want to eat anything else because it's ruined everything for me.
Yeah.
Even though everything else in the fridge is perfectly fine.
It's just that idea of like it was near something that wasn't good.
And now I have to change the routine, and now I can't cope, and now I'm a monster. It's like, you know when you're saving a meal at home and someone eats it? Not because I'm spoiled, but because it's like I was preparing myself to come home.
That was in my mind. I had that in my mind that I was going to come home and eat that. I was looking forward to eating
that. It was going to set me up for the day, and now I'm not going to eat.
And now I have to rechange my plans.
And it upsets me. Definitely. Yeah, same. Executive overload issues.
Oh, I feel like this is really interesting because something I find is I'm just completely time blind.
Same. I have no concept of time.
I am the worst. I cannot keep track of how long something takes.
Yes.
I am the worst at like trying to get somewhere on time because I just like however long I think it will take me to get ready. I'm just like, I just have no idea.
I have no idea.
Concept.
And I talked about this with the Ideation online learning because I'm time blind. I don't know after my uni class is finished on Zoom that I need to set aside the time to study. How long will it take me to study? How long? Completely timeline. That's why I do everything in advance. I have to have a schedule for me because when people go, how long is it going to take for you to do this? I'm like, I don't know. And then when you ask me this, I'm going to have to, and you give me a time, it should take you 10 minutes. I don't know what that means.
It's like,
I can't see that.
Like, sure, like you say it might take 10 minutes, but
I don't
know.
Completely have no.
And it's like, and then like to me, I'm like, how long is 10 minutes?
How long is 10? Is that short?
Is that to me, is that going to feel like a really long 10 minutes? Or is that just going to go by really quick? And it's going to be inconsequential?
Absolutely. I love how I'm just ticking all the boxes on the OCD.
Love it. Oh my God, maybe, we'll see what you need to get rediagnosed.
Maybe I need to get rediagnosed. And this whole podcast is a scam. A sham. Persistent stressing through thoughts, sensations, ideas, and obsessions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is
the OCD.
This is the O in OCD.
Obsessive.
It's just this rumination, these intrusive thoughts that just are on loop, on repeat, over and over and over. Just random shit.
Random shit.
Like I was trying to clean a glass cabinet at work, and I took the, one of the glass panels out just to wipe it down.
Like, what if I stuck this in my throat?
Literally the whole time I was like, what if this breaks, like, in my hands, shatters, and I get glass all in my hands? Yep. The whole time I was like literally shaking.
Me, when I have the phone to my ear, what if this has radiation poisoning in me?
Right?
It's like, what? It's like shut up.
And it's like, and it's always the things that I don't understand.
Is it, and that are probably not going to happen. And that if they do, like, it'll shatter in your hand, but you'll be right. But it's that, but what is...
It's like that, things like, radiation thing, I'm personally very fine with because I understand it really well, because I've studied it so extensively. I'm not afraid of a microwave in any capacity.
No, me neither. See, I'm not scared of microwaves, but my phone close to my ear, I'm like, what if that...
I know how it works, so, like, I understand that it's fine, but something that I'm not super familiar with, like... I don't know, but like a lot of just physical, tactile things that I'm so not used to. Like, I again, with the glass, I pick it up and I'm like, what if it shatters?
What if it shatters?
What if it
goes in my mouth?
Yeah. I've never been cut by a shard of glass before. No. I don't know how it feels.
And fingers crossed you don't.
That
might change today.
Knock on wood.
Literally, you've got glasses here.
Just far out.
Yeah, no. And presence of compulsions. Do you have the compulsion, like...
Yeah, so mine are fairly mild with the compulsions, luckily. Mine are not so much, flicking the light switch 10 times before I go to bed. Yeah. It's more things like they sort of come and go. One that I had for a little while was checking the mailbox. Anytime I walked past the mailbox, I had to check it. I was like, it's the third time I've checked today, but because it's like an itch that I have to scratch. I'm like, I want that mailbox. Just in my brain, it's like I'm focusing on that mailbox. Like, I have to check it.
And what do you think will happen if you don't? It's just uncomfortable.
That's the thing. I don't know. It just makes me really uncomfortable. For me, it's not so much that if I don't do it, like I have what is considered fairly mild OCD. Yeah. So if I don't do it, I'm not going to think, my mum's going to get hit by a 14-wheeler. That's it. It's more that I just, again, like an itch I have to scratch. I just feel so
have to do it.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, like wearing a shirt that's too tight.
We're going to talk about sensory issues.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to... For sure. I have that thing. I don't know if you could call it compulsion. I have to say my battery percentage out loud.
That's a fun one.
I don't know why. Every time, like, and obviously, like, not in public, but every time, like, I'm in a place where there's no one there, I look at my battery percentage about 5-10 times and I have to say it out loud.
And it's like, it's a control thing.
It's just a control, and I'm like, okay, it's on, and I have to, and I say it's 58%.
58.
Like, before you were coming here, I was on my phone going, 58. It's on 58%. So, and I don't know why.
Something like that. And like,
and if I don't,
when I was walking here, going past the houses, I was like, counting like the house number, I was like, okay, 60, 62, 64.
I missed it. Gotta go back.
Oh shit! Like I missed it. Oh, that one was 64. Okay, 66.
Yeah, no.
Going upstairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, hang on, that wasn't quite like I did one more step on my left leg than my right leg. That doesn't feel even.
Yeah, and then there's me with the spatial awareness. It's like, I don't even know what leg I'm walking on. Yes. I don't even know where I am. It's like, you're counting the steps. I'm like, where am I? Where am I
like,
walking?
I'm detached from my body. I'm just a floating entity.
I am a ghost. I am a ghost. And intrusive thoughts.
Oh my God, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Things that I just do not want to talk. Things that I would never rationally think about. No. A lot of people with OCD, like, don't personally get this too much, but they get issues with like... they get sexual thoughts of children.
Yes.
And it's like...
I've heard like, those.
The point of the intrusive thought is that it's not something you want to think about. Because it's intrusive.
They're not things...
That's literally the point, is that it's something you don't want to think about, which is why it comes up.
Literally.
To me, it's things like, I don't know, it could be something like a violent crime. Like, whether it's
and then sometimes like, is that me watching too much true crime?
Yeah, it's like, is that... Or is it just a random intrusive thought?
Yeah. Literally, I saw it, I don't know if it was on Reddit or on TikTok, someone made a really good point. They said... For any of you, because there was someone who was saying, I'm really upset because I'm having intrusive thoughts about children, which I've never sort of come across. Like, I've never had a thought like that, and I hope not to. And they said, does that make me a pedophile? Like, does that how pedophilia starts? Because I have to blur that word out. And the person said, the thing is, the thing that distinguishes you from a pedophile is that you feel bad about these thoughts.
Exactly. The point is that those intrusive thoughts are coming up because you don't want to think them.
They're not thoughts of like, kill your family and you go and kill your family. They're,
oh my God,
kill you. No, I don't know.
And like, this is going to be just a trigger warning for people. I'm going to mention suicide.
Yeah.
I am not suicidal in any shape or form, but I get intrusive thoughts of suicide.
Yeah. Because they know that makes you uncomfortable, but you would never.
I'm like, I know, I'll be stuck in a situation and I'm just uncomfortable or anxious and the intrusive thoughts are just kill yourself. That'll fix it.
Yeah.
Just kill
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
That'll do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I really don't want to.
I don't want to.
Which is why intrusive thoughts are distressing, because you don't want them.
You don't. And also I think some of them are sensory seeking. Like I've never, again, another trigger warning, self-harm.
Mm-hmm.
I've never self-harmed. I've never had thoughts of self-harming. But sometimes I'll be cutting something with a knife and I'm like, what if I just sliced my wrist?
Literally. What if
Not
I just...
because of what would that...
Like,
what would that feel like?
What if I just bit my finger off?
And that's why I bite my nails so much, because like, how much can I bite off? Like, what will that feel like? What will my fingers look like? So I would never self-harm. I would never do that. I would never take that risk. But it's that sensory seeking of,
yeah, I was like, what if?
What if I just...
What would it feel like?
Like, what if I just...
Yeah.
Schling? And I would obviously be in horrific pain, and I know that, but it's that...
It's like, but what does it feel like?
Novelty.
Yeah,
It's novelty.
Absolutely.
And now with ADHD, and then we'll do what we have in common. So ADHD.
Curious to hear your thoughts on these.
I crave novelty and new experiences.
Yeah. I feel like that's probably just that constant need for
Stimulation.
dopamine hit, you know.
Yeah, I want to do something new. Like, even though I'm a very routine-based person, I think that's because that's the way my parents sort of raised me and organised me. I don't like doing the same thing. Like, let's go on an adventure. Let's try a new restaurant, right? I don't want to go to the same place because then I'll get bored and I'll be in a bad mood. Impulsive and risk-taking. I'm not on that end. I think that's my personality. I'm too scared.
Yeah.
I'm
Look,
too
some
scared.
of us, you know, who have that anxiety mixed into...
Yeah, I'm too
the risk
scared.
are just too scared.
I don't have... And also, I think a lot of the risk that I see that young girls with ADHD take are risks that are born from their parents telling them no. Like, I had a friend who... Her parents didn't want her going out at night and drinking, and, you know, they thought she was too young to be having sex. And for her, being ADHD, she couldn't understand why it wasn't a good idea for her to be drinking at, 15 and having unprotected sex.
The consequence that could come from it.
Exactly. So what she would do is she would sneak out at night and meet people. And I would say to her, do you realise how dangerous it is? She's like, no, I don't care, I'm fine. And it kind of was born from that. Whereas I'm on the end of my parents, not that they let me drink when I was 15, but... as I got older, my parents have never been that whole, like, if you drink, we'll kick you out. And if you have a boyfriend. So I've never felt the need to take risks because my parents are very...
No real need to rebel. Just because...
I don't need to because my parents are chill, so I don't need to.
Kind of the same here as well. Like, there was never this whole big thing for me with alcohol, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to sneak out and get, like, crazy
Pissed,
drunk.
Yeah, it was when
It
you're
was
18,
more like,
let's have a drink
my
at dinner.
parents were like, you know what, you're 16 now, you can have a try of this wine that I'm having, see what you think. And we'd discuss it, we'd talk about it, so it wasn't this whole big crazy
thing. It's like you have it at a meal with family, you have it with a nice, meal out, with pasta, it goes well. It's not this...
You talk about the flavours that you taste.
Yeah.
You talk about, where it's from and, different types of things that you like to drink. Yeah. Rather than it being all about, oh, this is awful, but I'm drinking it just so that I can feel drunk.
Yeah, feel drunk, and if you get drunk, I'll hurt you, like demonising.
Which, if you're an adult and you drink just to get drunk, that, like, I do that too. Like, you're well within your rights to do that.
I think people plentiful do that. It's just,
like, no one needs to be given permission to do that.
Yeah, to do that. You're
especially
an adult.
not from me.
Yeah,
but,
Hello, especially not for me. A raging alcoholic. Welcome to AA. This is actually an intervention for Claire.
Oh my God.
We're really worried about her and her behaviour and such.
This glass I have right now is just vodka.
We had to cut for a moment. So we were talking about vodka and how this is an intervention for Claire. So tell us about being
What's it like being OCD and an alcoholic?
And an alcoholic. Well, one started after the other, and
look, they just happened at exactly the same time.
Difficulty regulating attention and focus. Yes, for me. How about for you?
Complete opposite.
I
can't break my focus.
That sounds nice.
Oh,
and you're like, no, it's not.
No, in a way it can be. Yeah. Like it definitely is like one of my OCD superpowers, I guess.
Yes.
Is being able to work on a project and finish it.
Zero.
And I will not do anything else until it's done.
Oh, that sounds kind of that bit sounds good.
It's great. You know, it means I get things done, and I always have like another example from when I was a little kid. I was in like 3 or 4 year old kinder, and like for 3 months or something I was determined to build a really big model of a shark, and I did it.
Oh my God, where did you build it from?
I actually can't remember what it was, but it was like a big barrel of some sort, and I like made the fins and everything and like the face, and I was so proud of it. And I just, every day when I went into kinder, when like we could go play and do our own things, I'd go work on my shark. I was like, I didn't want to talk to any of the other kids because none of them were interested in my shark, and also if they tried to help me on my shark, they wouldn't do a good enough job anyway. So,
and you'd get upset. Yes, exactly. I was the kid who was putting pins on seats so that kids would sit on them and get a pin in their butt. So that was
brilliant.
That was
Honestly,
me, and like waking kids up during nap time.
honestly, fuck them kids, they deserve it.
Yeah, you know, literally. So I was just like, yeah, you know, and you're with your shark, and we all have our interests.
Yeah.
Mine were torturous, and yours was
And
productive.
you know what? That's fine. We're all different.
We're all different. We're all adults. This kids don't remember
Some of us like jigsaw, and some of us like to do jigsaws.
Jigsaw behaviour. Like I remember I was making a joke to my dad. I said, you know, how do parents not see like that their kids are serial killers, like they're torturing animals? He goes, well, how do you think we felt when you were sticking pins on people's seat? Like, I don't know. I'd never killed the family dog, so.
I mean, it's a little bit different.
Yet.
Yeah,
No threats against animals, guys.
If Bubbles barks again, though, you might reconsider that.
If she barks again, I'm smiling at her, but I'm gonna hurt her.
Just kidding. We adore dogs.
We do love dogs.
It's just a joke, I promise.
We promise. Don't report us.
Again,
Hyperactivity.
Oh my god.
And impulsivity. No?
No, can't relate at all. I am lethargic about everything.
I love it. It's like, I'm off the plane, like, I'm lethargic.
You're just like, oh my god, I'm so hurt. I'm like,
I want to lay down.
Like, I'm tired all the time. If you offered me a nap at any hour of the day, I'd say yes.
Sounds like you're an insomniac, which we'll actually talk about
the sleep issues.
Time blindness.
There it
is.
is. That's something that I definitely relate to.
Yep. Object permanence issues, out of sight, out of mind. So if you ask me to do the dishes and I'm in the kitchen and I see the dishes, I'll remember to do them. If we're in here right now and there's dishes there, out of sight, out of mind. Not because I don't care, not because I'm avoiding. It's not there. If it's not there, it's not
your
real.
field of focus right now.
Yeah, it's not, literally. And then the other one that you say you can zero in, I have the hyper-focus thing. Bye-bye. Oh my god, bestie.
Salut, Jordan.
Jordan. Me doing scripts for my students. Hyper-focus occasionally happens with me on whatever given thing, an essay, a project. I can just sit for as long as I need.
I think it's like that special interest thing as well.
Yes, it is. Sure. It is. Mm-hmm. So I can sit and watch, you know, a 10-hour police interrogation of true crime.
Yeah.
And
it's like, I'm going to watch Chris Watts get slammed for killing his wife and kids.
How did you know Chris Watts?
Every time it's Chris Watts.
It's always Chris. I watch his interrogation, Jodie Arias' interrogation. I can go on.
As soon as someone mentions they watch a whole 10-hour interrogation, I'm like,
Chris?
It must have been Chris Watts, and I bet you watched the body cam footage too.
Oh, yeah, the body cam footage. I've watched
Everyone's seen the Chris Watts body cam footage. Oh my god!
If you watch it back and you're
just like, oh my god, the neighbours knew. They knew that police officer.
The way he just like,
he was so weird,
preposterous. It's egregious. Or even, have you seen the one of Stephanie Lazarus? She's the cop.
Yes. Oh my god.
And just like. And
she
just
keeps like going on about random stuff, and like these interviewers are trying to like keep her on track, and she's just like bringing up all these other random stuff, talking about how much of a good cop she is and stuff.
It's insanity, you know, because if I'm a killer, I would be strategic. I wouldn't talk to the police, but because those killers are so arrogant, they think they can outsmart the police, but what they don't realize is how guilty they look.
My god, they just make themselves look so much worse. There's
like when you speak about someone in the past tense, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, no, I'm listening to this other true crime podcast is being updated on the regular.
Oh, what is it called?
It's called The Lady Vanishes. It's done by one of the major news networks here. And it's sort of an ongoing investigation that started a couple of years ago with, you know, this woman reached out. She's like, my mum's been missing for 20-something years. I've been searching for her on my own. The police are doing nothing. I just need, like, this is my last resort. I'm desperate. And now, like 2 years later of this podcast, they haven't found it, but they're doing an inquest, a coronial inquest. And
I'm telling you, true crime sleuths
it's insane. And they're saying, like, if we hadn't done this podcast, if these people who genuinely care hadn't got involved and like helped us,
I love that. That's really I really enjoy that, because you know there's the other side of true crime where people are really disrespectful and release and they make
porn.
Murder porn, and they make it inappropriate. But I love ones like, there was a recent one, I can't remember her name, but she was a Jane Doe case, and thanks to Reddit and all of these people, we found her. Like they were able to figure out who this Jane Doe was, and it's amazing the way the internet.
Yeah, it's that victim-centered narrative or that perpetrator-centered
narrative where it should be, let's help the victim.
It should always be the victim,
unless we want to find who the killer is. And they found the killer.
You can talk about the horrendous crimes that this.
But there's only so much that I want to hear about the gory details.
I don't want to listen to in depth of how this woman was raped stopped because you know
Yeah.
what? The thought that could happen to me.
And then you get obsessed with...
Exactly. And it's like,
yeah.
you know what? Unfortunately, there is a very high chance that could genuinely happen to me.
I have to avoid those cases. I have to stick to cases that are a lot less...
I have to stick to ones that are a little bit more fantastical, I guess, in a way for me.
Yeah. Like
otherwise, I'm like, okay, well, this is just
I can't cope with unsolved cases. They really
I
they
need
really
a
bug me.
resolution. I need a resolution.
I need a like, I'm not coping with the Isdale woman and the Somerton man.
Oh my god, the Somerton man works with me. The Isdale woman,
she's a spy.
For sure. I have a pretty solid grasp on the narrative now. Again, after listening to a ridiculously in-depth episode about it where they went around Norway and just like
talk to people. I need to know. I'd like, and I have to know who put Lubella in the witch elm. I need to know where Madeline is. I need to know. I need to know. I hate unsolved crimes.
I hate not knowing. Which is why I like, if there is an unsolved case, I get really hyperfixated on it because I need to know every single detail.
And then I repeat it back to everyone.
So I can at least have some sort of grasp on what may have happened.
I need to know, and that's why I have to look into theories, because then it's like, if I don't have a theory, what do I do?
Elisa Lamb kind of messed with me a little bit to start with.
Don't get me
But then,
started.
like, the more I looked into it, the more I was like, wow, I feel really sorry for her.
It's kind of really grim because you can see that
it's
there's
like
some
you can tell
mental health issues.
she was just mentally ill. You know, people have taken a couple of clips that look a bit weird. Like, sure, the one of her in the elevator looks weird.
That's probably because she had a mental illness.
You know what? Like, with my OCD, I just have, like, this compulsion to just sort of, like, wave my hands around. Like, I have, like, there's an itch.
Yeah.
There's an itch I need to scratch in the air next to my head.
Yeah.
I'll just wave
And
my
I
hand.
hate when they say killers, like they go, the killer was found to be autistic or ADHD. It's like,
Yeah,
and that has nothing to do with the
okay.
violent crime that they committed.
Exactly.
Because most people who are ADHD, autistic, and OCD do not want to hurt anyone and never have and never will.
Like, they are mutually exclusive things.
They literally, he's a serial killer and he just happens to be ADHD.
It's like, sure, maybe it might have, like, affected his patterns of behaviour, but
It had
it
nothing
didn't make
to do
him
with
a
it.
killer. Like,
Yeah,
God's
it's like
sake.
blaming video games for being a killer.
My God,
Like,
it's
no.
like, no, you're just a shit parent.
Yeah, you're just, sorry. No. Same. So now where do we have the overlap? Sleep issues.
Yeah.
Me, no.
Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. Don't forget the special offer to the Lucy Pod listeners, where you can get 10% off your first month of professional therapy at betterhelp.com/thelucypod. That's better, HELP.com/thelucypod.